What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Independent Waters. It is me, your host, as usual, Mikey Manfredi, and joining me, also as usual, is my friend, my co-host, Zach Batista. Zach, how are you doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty good. Had way too much sugary breakfast stuff in the morning, so I am amped up on sugar and I'm ready to crash after work.
Oh man, we're both on that energy train. I just downed a cup of coffee. We're both in that caffeinated hyper state. Let's talk about some wrestling.
Hell
all right,
yeah.
So I started last week with my first match, so why don't we just jump right in? Who cares? No small talk. Let's just get to wrestling.
All right,
Zach,
I'm
I believe
down.
I started off last week, so why don't you tell us about your first match you watched this week?
Okay, first match I decided to go for this week was I wanted to watch a Kody Lane match, which the Southern Flamenco, I think his name is how he goes by these days. So
Okay.
I'm in the collective a bunch of times. I liked him quite a bit. So I ended up finding a match between him and Darby Allin at a promotion I've never heard of, Heavy Metal Wrestling.
Nice.
Texas promotion, I believe.
Heavy Metal Wrestling, the should-be home of Warhorse and Iron Beast.
Actually, yeah, holy shit. So, match starts off, Kody Lane comes out with his tag partner. I believe the two of them no, they're not tag champions, I don't think, but he's with his tag partner who shows up for a second and then leaves. That'll be relevant later, so that's why I'm saying that now. Darby comes in, and this is a very much younger Darby Allin. He isn't bleach blonde this time. He's got, like, his, I assume, natural hair color, but he's got, like, a streak of blonde in his hair. But it's not, like, the way you think it is. It's cool, though, to see pre-AEW Darby Allin, because that's when I got introduced to him.
Yes.
So, match starts off. Darby gets right in Lane's face. Lane does not want any of it, and he rolls right outside the ring. And you think it's going to be the usual shtick of the face. The heel's going to sit on the outside while the face, like, poses and stuff. Yeah, no, Darby Allin ain't about that shit. He just immediately suicide dives into Lane's face. Like,
oh, okay.
And the match just starts with that. Because I'm like, I'm like, well, fuck it. I'm like, all right, I'm down for a start like that. Darby then beats the shit out of him. Throws him into the ring. He then does his signature. If you've ever seen Darby Allin do his flippy shit in the ring, where he like jumps over someone, does like a quick spring flip over them, or like they try to clothesline him, and then he goes back and then forward and hits them. Mm-hmm. It's that. It's classic Darby Allin. It always looks smooth as hell. He hits him with a shotgun drop kick and knocks him to the ground. Unfortunately, Darby's offense doesn't last very long though after this, because Lane quite literally chucks him into the ceiling. Almost.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like, literally the match is, like, I'm not even kidding, like, 2 minutes in, and he's already thrown Darby Allin into the ceiling.
Jeez.
And I was like, this is an exhibition match. I was getting flashbacks to, the Blake Christensen and, what was the other guy's name? Oh, no.
KTB?
Yes, I believe so. Where he threw him into the vent at the beginning of the match, and I was just like, this match just started, guys.
Yep.
But, okay.
We don't need to be hitting our heads on air vents just yet, but okay. Mm-hmm. You do you.
Exactly. The two eventually end up in the crowd, where the two exchange some stiff shots, a nice chop to the chest by Lane onto Darby, with Darby eventually, I believe it was he tried to powerbomb Darby on the concrete floor, but Darby gets out of it, then jumps onto him, beats the shit out of him a bit, then actually goes for a pin on the outside, which the ref counts, which is my first hint of going like, all right, I guess the rules for this promotion are not. I always forget that the rules can be so different in different promotions.
Referee discretion.
Yeah, the ref was just like, sure. And I was like, all right, fine with that. Darby then goes like midway into the ring because Lane's gotten to the ring first. And this is a kind of nice spot here where Darby's like halfway through and his head is still on like the outside, but his like half his body's in the ring. And he just kind of grabs Darby's arm and yanks him towards the rope, and he just hits his face into the rope, which I thought was cool.
I don't know why, but you saying that reminded me of like Scorpion being like, get over here.
It's pretty similar, actually, when you think about it. Let's see. Darby is then gets ground down by Lane. He's like running his foot across his throat because that's where he's been injured, and like his face. Some dude is heckling him in the ring, and he just starts like he addresses it for like a second, and then goes right back into it. Whatever. He's in control then for the most part. Darby gets like a few strikes in the stomach, then he hits an Inzaguri, but Lane, unfortunately for Darby, continues to stay over him because he's much bigger than him. Gets him in like a triangle for a bit. Darby then hits a brief comeback where he attempts to coffin drop Lane off the top rope, but Lane is standing at this time, so he catches Darby. Mm-hmm. And the two then like try to like throw each other in the turnbuckle. Like I think Lane throws Darby. Lane throws Darby into the turnbuckle. Darby then runs out and throws him into the turnbuckle.
Okay.
And then Lane is finally able to get Darby in there, and then he hits this really sick springboard bicycle kick into Darby's face, which was really good. It's kind of like he jumped on the bottom rope, ran up the middle rope, and then just booted him in the face. Looked really nice. It gave me flashbacks to the matches I saw where he had his big-ass kicks in his matches, and I was a fan of that. He then hits a running senton, followed by I believe it is a rolling senton. No, rolling senton into a running senton. Wow, I'm really amped right now.
Nice.
Which, that's what I finally figured out what Mr. Kennedy's finisher from last week is called. It's a running senton. I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
So then, at this point then, because Darby has kicked out of all this, obviously, Lane gets a bit cocky, so he slaps Darby in the face, but this just kind of gets Darby to fire up. So then he, slaps him in the face, slaps him a bunch more times, starts to strike him a bit more.
Starts to strike a bitch.
Strike a bitch. I'll keep that. Strikes a bitch. He then gets in a guillotine on Lane, but Lane sticks him in the corner and back first, right? Mm-hmm. So then I believe it is Darby then monkey flips him and then tries to roll him up from this.
Okay.
Doesn't get him. He then gets an armbar on Lane, which he holds till Lane gets to the rope. Like, he starts headbutting his arm that he's got in the armbar. He gets several armbars in on him. Really good stuff from Darby. Classic Darby Allin stuff. Then, let's see. As Lane gets up, Darby hits another quick series of strikes before he hits a sunset flip pile driver, which looked really cool. Still doesn't get him the win, though. With Lane down, then, Darby goes at the top. But Lane's tag team partner, the guy I mentioned from before, who's wearing, like, a red t-shirt, just all red, runs up on the apron, so Darby, I think, grabs his hair and, kicks him to the outside. But unfortunately for him, Lane is able to get up, high knees him in the face, then DDTs him off the top rope. Doesn't get him the win again. The two then start to fight for control, with Lane going for a package pile driver, and Darby then eventually tries to roll him up out of this.
Mm-hmm.
We then get this cool spot where, because Darby at this point keeps trying to roll him up with several points, and there's a part where, he gets Lane on his back, and he's, sitting on top of him with his legs cradled back, and Lane pushes him away from him. Darby bounces off the ropes, jumps, bounces off the middle rope, and then spins through the air like a top and lands onto Lane immediately afterwards, which looked really cool. I like that a lot, because I did not expect that at all. Unfortunately for Darby here, the Lane's tag team partner, who I can't remember his name, shows up and breaks up the pin right in front of the ref. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, the ref's going to throw him out right. And instead, we just get this moment where the ref is just staring death into the eyes of this man until he eventually, slowly just backs out of the ring. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm like, he won't come back, right? Man,
I like that. The guy goes to interfere, ref's just like, no, you don't. And he's like, okay.
Yeah. The guy that comes back in the chair afterwards, and I was like, I thought you left. Swings, misses Darby. Darby then bounces off the ropes and gives him a coffin drop into the chair, which hits him in the face and knocks him down.
I thought you were going to say he misses Darby and hits the referee.
I would have died of laughing if that happened, honestly.
Just smack.
It's like, oh, guess the ref shouldn't have just given him the death stare. This, unfortunately, leads to the finish for Darby, where Lane hits a cutter, but he lands back first onto the chair in the ring. And even though he's hurt and he sells it like it, he then gets Darby up for the package pile driver onto the chair in front of the ref.
Oh.
No DQ. And he then pins Darby for the win.
My analysis of the DQs is, if you hit somebody with the chair, if you hit somebody with the weapon, it's a DQ. Mm-hmm. But if you hit the weapon with somebody, it's not a DQ.
That's a good way of thinking about it, yeah.
Because that's what happens in WWE also, right? Sometimes they'll do stuff where it's like, he threw him into the stairs. Why is that not a DQ? But if you hit him with the stairs, it's a DQ.
Yeah, it's like... Yeah,
it's like, if you run the person into the weapon, it's fine.
Exactly. Overall, I would probably give this match probably a meh to maybe a high meh if I'm feeling generous for it. Mm-hmm. The match didn't get me really into it. There were some cool spots for sure, but there were definitely some spots in this here where I was just kind of didn't fully grab my attention like a markout match would get me. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I did find it comedic with the ref just staring him down, the tag team partner down. I thought that Lane had some good strikes here. And Darby, of course, being Darby Allin, everything he does is buttery smooth.
Yep.
I liked the match. I just didn't love the match.
Fair enough.
Well, going off of that.
All right,
What you got in store?
Let's hop into my first match. My first match is from a promotion I also haven't heard of. It's from a promotion called IWC Legacy.
No, ringing no bells over here, so that's always a good sign.
Yeah. And I also have a wrestler I've never heard of. We have Septimo Dragon.
Okay.
Versus Matt Sydal.
Okay. Yep, but same deal. I know one of those names.
Yeah, Matt Sydal, if you don't know, used to wrestle in WWE under the name Evan Bourne. If that rings any bells for you.
Yep, that's where a lot of people know him from. Probably.
This match is from IWC Legacy, and this match is very much a blink and you'll miss it type of match.
Oh, okay.
These two go in pretty fast, and it stays pretty fast for the whole 10 minutes of this match.
I noticed on this podcast that we like things to just go fast and just hit the fucking pedal to the metal.
Yeah, I mean, those matches are fun, right? Because there's no downtime, there's none of that, like, annoying waiting, there's no, like, sizing each other up. It's just like, you know what? We're here to fight, let's fight.
Yep.
This match starts off with these two guys trying to hit a series of moves on each other, but nobody can touch the other one, and they keep dodging and countering and doing whatever to start off this match, and not a single hit is made. Because they just dodge all of them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's super, super cool when they start. I love when matches start off like that, where it's like, I'm gonna hit you, no, I'm gonna hit you, no, I'm gonna hit you, and they just keep dodging and missing and like jumping over each other's kicks or whatever.
Yeah, and then they both finish, and neither want to see each other, and you're just like,
and they just stare at each other for a second. And just the crowd's just like, hey, that was neat.
Yeah, everyone's just like, well, shit. Okay,
yeah,
let's go.
Yeah, It really like kind of like, for me, it like gives it shows that these guys are experienced, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It shows that they're not inexperienced wrestlers and they were ready for this match, and I really like that. I really like when immediately it shows that both of the guys got game, and this match can go either way, you know?
Gotcha.
They give there's this one side of the ring where they do like the entrances, and they give them a ton of room to work on the outside, which is great for these two because they're super high flyers.
Okay.
Like around the other three sides of the ring, it's kind of small, but like where they do all the suicide dives and stuff is like a huge area where there's no fans at all, and it's gigantic. And I don't know, it's not really like a big thing, but I really liked that they gave them room to work and didn't just make it like super tiny so they can shove as many fans in as possible and make it dangerous to work in.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it gave me like the feeling like that this promotion cares about their wrestlers a little bit and knows that there's going to be some high flyers and some luchador-esque people trying to do like suicide dives or like top rope moves or stuff to the outside. So they're like, here, you have this big area to work and do whatever without fear of slamming into any barricades or whatever.
Or taking out a fan somehow.
Exactly. It's like, you go for it. And it's like, cool. I love that.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. There's one point where they're fighting on this big area on the outside, and Dragon takes out Sydal with a suicide dive, and then Septimo Dragon is like playing to the crowd. He's like, yeah, look at me, look what I just did. And while he's doing that, Sydal like rolls underneath the ring.
Okay.
When he's not looking, and then Dragon turns around to go like get him back in the ring. He's like, where'd he go? And he's like looking for him. He looks underneath the ring, and then Sydal comes around from the other side and just hits him in the back, and just like throws him into the ring post and stuff, and just starts beating him up. And it's like, gotcha,
got him.
Yeah, Sydal's being the heel in this match, like for sure. He's just doing like dirty tactics like that, playing to the crowd, just being a cocky ass. Like keeps saying he's opening his third eye, you know, his thing.
So we're hearing Matt Sydal as a heel, but I can see it.
Yeah, he definitely was in this match. He was definitely the. It looked like Septimo Dragon was from IWC, and Sydal was like the outsider they brought in for like a show.
Okay, that makes
sense.
So
it's like it looked like Dragon was trying to hold down the fort for IWC here in this match.
Standard affair for that usual type of stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. This match had really like buttery. This match was just buttery smooth from part of both of these guys. There was no like rocky moments. There was no like botches or anything like that. These guys hit every transition they hit. There was a lot of cool like transitions to pins, to submissions in the ring. A lot of good transition between moves. Just this whole match was just really, really smooth, and they both did a really, really good job at making it look really good. There's a point where they're doing a sequence where they're running the ropes, and it ends with the Septimo Dragon hitting a standing Spanish Fly on Sydal.
Mm-hmm.
To which he rolls him up into a pin. Then Sydal then reverses it and rolls Septimo into a pin. And then same thing again. Septimo gets Sydal into a pin, and Sydal goes back into another pin and ends up winning with that reversal in this pinning combination and gets a roll-up victory. So Sydal wins this one and takes it home.
Was not expecting to hear that.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that either, but I thought it was a cool little twist because I was definitely expecting Septimo to win, and seeing Sydal take it home as the heel while everyone was cheering for Septimo and like his home, it looked like his home promotion. It was definitely interesting. Definitely took me off guard, not in like a bad way though. It was like cool because it was just like at that moment, just Sydal was the better wrestler. Like they were just trying to counter each other, kept rolling each other up into different pins, and Sydal ends up just getting the better of him. Yeah, exactly. Sydal just ends up getting the better of Septimo and wins the match. But this match was good. I really liked it. I'm going to be honest, don't think it hit that markout threshold, but it was not bad either. I really liked how smooth it was. These guys made the match look great. I'm going to give it a very high meh. Like, it was a very good match. These two honestly, I would love to see these two go in like a half-hour match.
Ooh.
Just like give them a bunch of time and just let them go,
I love
because these two really worked well together, and I feel like there was really good chemistry between the two of them, and it really showed off in the match, and I liked it a lot. Like I said, really buttery smooth. I would have loved to see these guys go for longer.
Just really go the distance.
Yeah, just really go the distance. I really liked both of them, and it ended up being a good match. I really enjoyed it, so I give it a high meh for sure. Go check that out over on, I don't even remember what YouTube channel it was on. It was like some like random channel. But it's Matt Sydal versus Septimo Dragon from IWC Legacy. It's like an 11-minute video. Go check that out.
Oh wow, that's a short one.
It's a super short match, but it's really good. Like I said, they pack a lot of action into it.
Oh wow, I just yawned into my mic. I'm sorry about that.
I do it all the time. But yeah, it's a really short match, but they pack a ton of action into it, and definitely go check it out if you
Gotcha. So we've got one match that was meh. One match was more of a high meh. Following that up, I decided to go for something very recent because I just wanted to find a recent match, and I ended up deciding upon Major League Wrestling Fusion, or MLW Fusions, Davey Boy Smith
MLW.
Jr. versus Low Key at the opening, I believe it's the opening round of the Opera Cup.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this literally happened, I think, a day or two ago.
Okay.
So, I went into this match because I was like, alright, I know Low Key is awesome in the ring. Davey Boy Smith Jr. really impressed me at Bloodsport, so I was like, all right.
That was a great match.
It was a fantastic match. I was like, all right, let's go into this. So, the video that I found is the whole episode, so like it's an hour long, but their match is the last 30 minutes of the episode on YouTube. So if you end up watching this, and if we end up providing the link, you're gonna have to go towards the end because there is another opening match. But the match starts off, or the video starts off with a nice little intro clip, promo package to explain the history between Low Key and Davey Boy, which, to sum it up for you, last year at the opening round of the Opera Cup, Davey Boy was actually able to roll up Low Key by turning a sleeper hold into a pin that he couldn't get out of, and he then went on to win the whole thing. So this year, it's a rematch from last year in the opening round, where Low Key is trying to redeem himself from that loss, as well as honor someone that he worked at with All Japan Royal Road 2013, which is Masahiro Chono, which is, I'll explain that in a second. Davey Boy is actually trying to do something that no one else has done, which is he's trying to win the cup for the second year in a row back-to-back, which no one has been able to do. So going into this match, both guys really want to get this win.
So just immediate stakes on this match, which is
stakes
really... I love when they put immediate stakes to a match where there's no title on the line. It really makes you just more invested.
Yeah, I liked it a lot because it already set up. So I was like, all right, I know this is going. So the match starts off, and I'm not going to lie, the first 6 minutes of this match is just solid chain wrestling from each guy. It's a bit slow, but it really tells the story for this match that each guy really respects their opponent, because commentary is putting over how Low Key, all the stuff I said before, how he wants to honor Masahiro Chono because last time he worked him at the promotion I just said, he came up short. They're playing Low Key up as this flash, like it's more not flash in the pan, but like instant knockout type deal, where like he out of nowhere can knock you out in a second, whether but with a strike or a submission, if you were not careful.
Yeah, we've seen it happen firsthand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you've got, of course, Davey Boy, who's trying to regain it, so he's being very cautious of this, and Low-Key's being cautious of him because he lost to him last year because Davey outsmarted him. So the beginning of this match is just a lot of back and forth with each guy really, like, respecting each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's even a handshake at the start, I think. However, eventually...
Classic.
We get to the point where you see the respect between each competitor start to fade in favor of the drive to win, when Low-Key is able to hit Davey Boy with a dragon leg screw whip. And a dragon screw leg whip. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And Low-Key immediately pounces on this. He starts attacking his leg, using the ropes to, like, jump down on his leg, like, really trying to just, like, take all that he can out of this one injury. Mm-hmm. And you get this next spot where eventually Davey Boy is able to get up, and Low-Key is in the corner. He runs at Low-Key. Low-Key jumps up, because he has his back to Davey Boy. He lands both his feet on his shoulders, and then jumps up again, and then mule kicks him in the chest, which knocks him back. Unfortunately, though, for Low-Key, he tries to suplex Davey Boy, but can't, since Davey is not only bigger and stronger than him, but he's just not that hurt enough to be able to let him do that. And he takes immediate control of this match. Mm-hmm. And it lasts for a little bit before Low-Key gets a comeback, which is awesome here, because it really showcases the breakneck, like the was it blink and you'll miss it type, where Low-Key is just he's like a grenade, sort of. Like, he just explodes. Like, he immediately, out of nowhere, whips Davey into the corner, running forearms him to the face of me, and then runs up onto him and then starts elbowing him in the face like he's trying to bust him open. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh shit. And then Davey Boy, of course, then just throws him over the top rope over to the outside because he can. Because he got a bit too excited and didn't think that through. It's at this point then that Davey Boy starts to... You see kind of the respect for him starts to go away because he goes out there, he starts to beat the shit out of Low-Key. He tries
at one point the respect goes away. It just turns into, just stay down!
Yes, and we will get to that point when he does say that to him. But, spoilers. Davey Boy even tries to restart the count, but the ref isn't having any of it. He's like, come on, you gotta get in the ring. And he just continues the count, and I was like... Davey gave him this look of like, for real?
Hey!
I'm beating this guy up.
But you're supposed to... Oh.
Fine. And so he gets into the ring. Like, Low-Key's hanging over the outside of the apron. He just kind of picks him up and slams him down to the apron. Rolls him in. Starts to step on both his hands. Like, using the ropes. Like, really, like, just disrespectful stuff to hurt Low-Key. Then we get into this part of this match that didn't hit as well as I was hoping it would for me. Which is a lot of Davey Boy working over Low-Key's arm.
Okay.
So he gets Low-Key in a Fujiwara, but Low-Key gets to the ropes. He tries to drag him off the ropes, but again, the ref isn't having any of it and says to him, you can't be doing that, and he lets go of the hold and gets us to the ref. He's like, what the fuck, man?
He wasn't on the ropes anymore.
Exactly. He then throws Low-Key in the corner. He starts to work his arm using the ropes, which is his left arm, I believe, at this point, because he starts to focus on one arm. He then starts to choke him out with his boot while he's in the bottom of the ropes, and the ref again has to get the count to stop him.
I don't know why I like the idea of him choking him out with his boat.
Boat.
Just brings in like a rowboat, and he's like, just submit!
So then eventually, after an arm drag, Davey Boy just continues to work over Low-Key's arm until Low-Key finally gets tries to get some offense and rolls him up with a crucifix, but he kicks out of it and he starts to work the arm, like, again, because Low-Key, of course, having to do a crucifix, need to use his injured arm to pull him down, and he doesn't have the strength anymore for that. Mm-hmm. Several times, Low-Key almost gets out of Davey Boy's grasp, like, various submissions, but each time, Davey Boy just immediately knocks him down. There's even a point where he lifts Low-Key up under the arm he worked over. Like, he literally, like, puts both his arms up. He lifts him up by just the one arm. So, like... Oof. And you can tell it's hurting him because he immediately drops him and he leg drops his arm, beats him down. He then goes for it again.
Really working the arm.
Yes, literally, it is a lot of that. But this time, Low-Key counters it. And he actually jumps. This is something really cool where, like, he's up in the air being held up by his arm. And he then jumps over onto Davey Boy's shoulders into, like, an electric chair position. And then he just rolls him up from that. Looked awesome. He kicked out of it again, and again, Davey Boy just beats the shit out of Low-Key. This time actually yelling, come on, Low-Key, like, stay down. Like, he's just, like, yelling at him to just stay the fuck down at this point, because he's beat his ass for the last, like, 10 minutes, I think it was, or something like that. Davey Boy then goes for a German, and low-key tries to hang on to the ropes, but God, it doesn't help him because his arm is hurt, I assume, because he then hits it onto him. He kicks out for it. He puts him in another Fujiwara, but this time he actually gets to the ropes. Davey then goes for the German again, but this time low-key, again, this is another theme, but low-key is like, he tries to go for the same thing, but low-key this time is able to flip out of it, and then double stomps Davey in the chest. Finally, we get to the point now where low-key finally gets him like an actual offensive maneuver in, and I was happy to see it. Low-key knocks him down to size with a series of running strikes before eventually hitting a springboard enziguri, which knocks the big man down to size. He then goes for the suplex he tried, which got him into this position in the first place, but can't get it.
Which got him into this position in the first place.
Where he got beat up for it. And again, Davey Boy gets out, but this time Low-key immediately hops back onto him and gets him into an octopus hold, which is really smooth, because Low-key is just smooth as butter in the ring. And Davey Boy eventually gets out of it. I think there's a point where he's like biting on Low-key's foot so that he doesn't like verbally submit, and he drags himself over to the ropes when he's in this octopus hold.
Okay.
And then Low-key proceeds to... Because Davey Boy now is on his knees, he then does the Daniel Bryan like kicks to the chest repeatedly. Except, you know how, like...
Those always make me cringe, because it's like, whew, imagine getting your chest caved in like that.
Yeah, it's some stiff strikes in low-key, too. And you know how, like, there's a cool little bit here where, like, you know where, like, every heel always ducks the last kick and then beats the shit out of him?
Yep.
Thankfully, that's not the case here. Davey ducks, low-key, like, stops mid-kick, sees it, grabs him by the head, does a little series of, like, small, like, little kicks, and then just whoops him in the face with a punt to the face. I was like, oh shit. I was like, damn, he fucked him up with that. Then Loki goes for the top once Davey's down, but he immediately gets up and tries to superplex him, but he can't get it done. He then goes for one of his finishers, which commentary revealed was like the double stomp from the top, but he misses. Davey then gets a like power slam, which isn't like the best power slam I've ever seen, but he still hits it, which I was glad to see. He didn't mess it up. At this point now, Davey is frustrated because he's beaten this man for 10 minutes, and now he's suddenly come back to him, and he's back in this match. So he takes out his mouth guard, and commentary is like, oh shit, he's getting serious now.
Oh, it's getting real.
Yep. He then goes for a running power slam, but creatively, this is kind of cool. Like, he's got Low-key in the corner, and he goes to run, but Low-key gets his feet underneath the ropes and hooks them under the turnbuckle, so he can't go forward. And then he actually gets his arm around Davey Boy's neck and puts him in a dragon sleeper in the corner. Okay. Davey Boy the ref has to make Low-key break this, obviously. So Low-key then actually transitions it into what is basically like a sleeper hold, where he uses his arm and his leg to actually get the sleeper in while he's over Davey Boy's shoulders, which, if you saw the package at the beginning of this episode, is the hold that Davey Boy rolled him up from. So Davey Boy starts to panic and grabs the ref. The ref, like the whole match, does not have any of this, and he immediately just pulls him off of him and goes away. It's at this point then that Davey Boy desperately tries to roll up Low-key again like he did last year, but Low-key is once again prepared for this, and he actually then rolls him up this time for the win.
Hey!
The two then shake hands afterwards. There's no beat up after this match. Low-key is at the end says like all it takes is just one pinfall, one submission. That's it.
This is true.
One moment and you're out. They all fall like the rest, and he leaves.
You are correct. Just takes one opportunity to win a match.
Yep. I'm
3 seconds,
amped up right now, but this match is solid. It had a lot of great strikes, and I really like the booking for this match. My only complaint is that there wasn't anything that grabbed me, and like that 10 minutes where he was just working over Low-key's arm, while I get what they were going for, it kind of slowed the match down for me and didn't really get me.
It's fair. Davey Boy Smith is more of a technical wrestler. Davey Boy Smith Jr. is more of a technical wrestler, technical aspect wrestler. He like to do a lot of groundwork, so it makes sense that he's working over the arm pretty hard. Yeah, it's kind of like I understood it, but for me, it kind of like made me go, it didn't like pop me off as much as I was hoping it would. But like when I was writing this up, I was like, damn. It's like the wrestling style where it's like it's not pretty, but it's effective, you know. And like, this is something probably a match that Ryan would like a lot more. Like, this was, like, very well thought out. Like, each guy was very clearly, like, thinking out their match. Like, I love the booking for this match. Like, I thought it was really well thought out, and I appreciated all, like, the effort they did into it, the interviews with each guy before this match, all of that. But for me, it'll probably get, again, another meh. It's 2 mehs for me this week, but still good. Like, if you like chain wrestling, you'll enjoy this match, I think. Okay, cool.
Well, on to that. All
right.
What do you got for us for your last match?
My next match this week, we have a match from Lucha Underground, because I was feeling high flying this week, apparently.
Yeah, I was going to say, shit, I guess you and I was going for the fucking ground shit, and you got
We got... My two matches included 3 Luchas and Matt Sydal.
Yeah.
So we got Fenix.
Oh, so good.
Taking on King Cuerno in a ladder match for the Gift of the Gods Championship.
Okay. I know this belt because this belt, if I recall correctly, looks really cool.
Yeah, it's the one with like the 5 sections on it.
Yes, it is. You need like I don't remember how this went, but like
it's like if you collect all 5 sections, you get the belt, and then whoever has the belt, it's like basically the belt is like a Money in the Bank briefcase where you can cash it in for a world title shot.
Mm-hmm.
And at the current time of this match, the champion was Mil Muertes.
Oh shit! Okay.
So whoever won this match got to use the belt to cash in on Mil Muertes' Lucha Underground Championship.
Oh shit! Well, Rey Fenix is amazing, so I'm excited to hear how this goes.
So this match starts off like any Fenix match does, fast.
Yep.
Fenix immediately takes the offensive and starts getting in hella moves, does a suicide dive, just absolutely starts beating down Cuerno right from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
But Cuerno slows him down pretty quickly when he ends up taking control on the outside, throwing Fenix into the ring post and beating him down a little bit. Throws him back into the ring. Grabs one of the ladders. Doesn't set it up though. He throws it into the corner,
and
he ends up power bombing Fenix into it.
Ooh,
yeah. So this match is a lot of Cuerno taking control.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of Cuerno's like dominating most of this match. There's a part where they're on the outside and a ladder is set up on like how there's like a bunch of random like just like walls and ledges in Lucha Underground.
Yeah.
There's a ladder set up on one of the walls and it's not like open, but it's like just leaning on the wall.
Okay.
And Cuerno was going to power bomb Fenix into it, but then Fenix reverses it, and he tries to Irish whip him into it, but then Cuerno reverses the Irish whip, and then Fenix reverses it back, throws Cuerno into the ladder, but Cuerno jumps up onto the ladder.
Oh, shit.
And then just jumps off of it and does like a flying clothesline to Fenix.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. It was like reversal. Oh, reversal. Oh, another reversal. Oh my god.
Exactly. It's like, no, I got you. No, I got you. No, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. It was like that. It was like, who's getting the upper hand at the end here?
Mm-hmm.
Then there was one part where they are fighting on. There's a ladder set up on the outside. It's like just like set up like you would climb it.
Mm-hmm.
And they both climb up this ladder. They're punching each other, beating each other down. And then Fenix grabs Cuerno's mask and just bashes his head on the ladder.
Nice.
Knocks Cuerno off the ladder. And this ladder was set up right by one of those random ledges I was talking about. Where Fenix ends up going from the ladder onto that ledge, taking a second to breathe, and then he does a running senton. He vaults over the ladder and does a senton onto Cuerno.
Holy shit. Oh, Rey Fenix, you crazy motherfucker, but you're so good at wrestling that I never worry.
Yeah, they keep fighting on the out. A lot of this match takes place on the outside.
Fair enough.
They fight into the crowd, and Fenix is up on they're fighting into the crowd. They're throwing each other into the chairs and whatever. And there's one point where how the crowd has like that fence kind of that ledge.
Yeah,
that's right there. Fenix gets up on one of those to go like do a move onto Cuerno, but then Cuerno just like gets up and shoves Fenix off into a ladder they set up previously.
Oh my God.
So Fenix falls from the crowd just straight back first onto a ladder.
Oh my God.
It was wild. You could tell it was supposed to break, but it didn't. It like broke a little bit. It like only broke a little bit, so Fenix just like bounced off.
I am the ladder.
Oh, it looks so brutal because it was gimmick because definitely one side like broke in half, but the other side didn't. So like Fenix just hits this ladder and just bounces off of it.
Oh.
Instead of going through it, so there was just no give, so it just looks so painful.
That probably sucked.
Yeah, it was rough. There was one point where Fenix... I love Fenix's super kicks. I think Fenix has my favorite super kick in the business.
It's understandable.
even over the Bucks, like, who are the kings of super kicks.
Mm-hmm.
I think Fenix has my favorite super kick. He always, no matter what he does, it's always good.
He and Pentagon are like two of my favorite wrestlers. Period.
Yeah, there was just one part where like Cuerno goes to throw Fenix into that ladder again. That was that same ladder he did the clothesline off of before. Yeah. And Fenix just stops himself and just goes, "Hey, you know what? Super kick," and just knocks Cuerno out. Like, he just takes him down.
Yeah, you know what? Kick you in the face.
We don't need anything fancy here. Just kick him in the face. There's one point where they both climb up the ladder in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I missed the part. There was a point where Fenix gets taken down on the outside. Cuerno goes in, sets up the ladder, starts climbing it, and then Fenix comes back and springboards off the top rope and drop kicks Cuerno off of the ladder.
Oh, shit.
And then they're both in the ring, ladder set up. They both end up getting up and climbing the ladder, and they're fighting. They both reach for the title, and they both grab. It's on like a weird like bracket. It's not like usual where it's just the belt hanging down like in WWE. How they have it. It's like a big bracket that looks kind of like a pyramid.
Okay.
There's like a lot of ways to hold this belt up. So they both end up grabbing onto like one end of the bracket each, and then the ladder falls out from under them. And they're just hanging from it.
Oh, shit.
And they just end up like fighting each other on this thing, and then they both just come crashing down to the floor.
Oh, shit. Probably did not look fun.
Yeah, it did not look like a good time. They both just like fell straight to the ring from where they were hanging on this bracket. Then Cuerno decides he's had enough, goes outside, goes underneath the ring, grabs a table.
Oh, shit.
We got the tables. He sets it up right by the corner.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like he's going to go superplex Fenix through it.
Okay.
But then Fenix reverses it, gets Cuerno a little groggy on the ropes. Then Fenix gets up onto the ropes, not the turnbuckle, the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
And he does the thing where he like does like the he like bounces off of the ropes, like with like he like jumps up, bounces off of the ropes, and then he does a Hurricane Rana.
Oh my god.
Onto Cuerno, who goes through the table.
Ooh.
And that's what lets Fenix get the upper hand, climb that ladder, and grab that belt, and Fenix wins the match. Is the new Gift of the Gods champion. Phoenix takes it home in this ladder match.
That match sounds wild.
This match was super wild. It's crazy to me that this match is just free on YouTube. Also, it got me thinking about Lucha Underground. It made me think that... before I get into a rant, this match gets a mark out, by the way. Super good. Super awesome.
Alright, hit me with that rant.
So anyway, definitely gets a mark out for me. Go check it out. Free on YouTube. Fenix versus King Cuerno. Ladder match. So this got me thinking about Lucha Underground.
Mm-hmm.
And how in these what's the word, unprecedented times, I think Lucha Underground could thrive more than ever.
Yeah, probably.
If it made a comeback, because they could just really play on the fact that it's an underground fight pit. Like, you know how we had that, when we went to Bloodsport, it had that feeling of being like, wow, this really feels just like underground, just an underground fight pit. Like, there's no ropes on this ring. It's in like this concrete room. There's not that many people here. It's dark. It looks like just like an underground fight ring in like an action movie.
Mm-hmm.
If Lucha Underground can capitalize on that, like if you have no fans or very little fans, I think it could work really, really well. Because it really emphasizes the underground part of Lucha Underground. So if they capitalize on the actual like underground part and like really try to bring it back and bring like upcoming luchas to it, and like really just capitalize on that underground fight pit feel, and like maybe stream it on Twitch like Impact does,
I could see that work.
I think they could have something special. That's all I'm saying. I think Lucha Underground can make a big comeback.
I could definitely see that.
I think it's like prime and ready. People want it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think it could be really cool, but I guess that's not really up to me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I think it could be sick. It could really work out. But that was my rant, and that my match got a mark out. So let's jump into the match we both watched this week.
Ah, yes, this match.
We watched a pretty fun match, I'll say. We watched El Generico versus Pac versus the Canadian Destroyer, Petey Williams, versus Matt Cross.
At Resistance Pro Wrestling.
At Resistance Pro Wrestling, yes. This match is weird, right?
Why do I have mixed feelings on this match?
Yeah, me too. This match is weird because it starts off as a one-on-one match between Pac and El Generico.
Yeah, which confused me at first because I was like, did Mikey give me the wrong thing? I'm like, is Matt Cross and Petey Williams gonna have another match?
I also thought I clicked on the wrong thing at first. I was like, wait, what?
Because it's like 5 or 6 minutes at the beginning of the two of them just wrestling, and it's everything you want, by the way. It's crisp, it's clean, it's fun to watch.
One thing that actually bothered me about the one-on-one match is that they kept stopping and giving each other handshakes and like high fives, and I'm like, just wrestle! You did it already. We get it. You respect each other.
Yeah, pretty much. And I also enjoyed how Pac eventually got on his nerves. He's like, all right, listen here, motherfucker.
Listen, stop helping me up. I get it.
I'm better than you. Stop treating me like... And this thing is that right as Pac is about to start to turn to like the heel of this match.
Once Pac starts to turn into the Pac we know today.
Yes, and we're about to get El Generico versus a prototype heel Pac, as far as I was concerned at this point. The match is interrupted by the actual heel of this match. The Canadian Destroyer, Petey Williams, who complains about how he hasn't been booked in this match and how they're saying it's booking it as like the best of the high flyers, and it's insulting to say he's not one of the best in this match, and he wants to be in it right now. And he just persuades it, and Pac and Generico are like, all right, sure, yeah, you can come in.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, where they were just like, where they just like talked it over for a second with the ref. They were like, do you want to do this? Yeah, I could do this. Yeah, we could do this. Sure, hey, ref, call it. Yeah, we're fine with it.
Yep. He gets into the ring, and immediately there are two faces versus a heel, so he immediately gets out of dodge.
Yeah, I love that he called to make this match a three-way, and then immediately is like, you know what, I'm out.
Yep.
It's like, then why did you...
That was my thing, too. I was like, why did you... All right, whatever. He then starts taking cheap shots at them, and eventually the two of them are like, all right, I'm done with your shit. Similar to me, where I was like, all right, give me this triple threat match, because at this point now, we haven't gotten a ton of high flying with these three, so I was like, all right, come on, get the match. So they go out of the ring, beat his ass, and throw him in the ring.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yes.
I like that point on the outside where they both just surround him, and then they just pass him back and forth with, like, chops and elbows.
I was like, yes, good. They get him in the ring, they do a few double teams, and then he immediately rolls right back out of the ring. So, it's again, Generico.
So we get back to the same one-on-one match we had originally.
That was my exact thought. I'm like, I don't even need Williams here right now, but okay, I'll wait for Cross to show up eventually. Williams then eventually jumps back in. I think he chucks Generico out, beats up Pac for a bit. He then starts to flex on him because he's Petey Williams and he's goddamn in good shape.
I mean, a lot of the people in this match
Everyone in this
ripped.
match. I think at some point the guy's like, did you ever just walk into a wrestling match and then get 4 bodybuilders in the same match?
Yeah.
And I was like, this is true. Everyone in this match is extremely ripped right now.
This is true. They're all very cut.
Yes, very cut men. But as I'm saying that, he's flexing. Eventually, the 4th contender comes in. Matt Cross. Who's from Tough Enough on WWE. I'm glad they said that because I would have no clue who this was. And he's like, I learned on Tough Enough that you need to make an opportunity. I'm not even supposed to be in this promotion. I'm not even booked for a match here. So I'm going to try to make this match a fatal 4-way, which he is successfully doing because Generico and Pac are like, sure, fuck it. We already let the one guy in. Let's let the other guy in.
But yeah, might as well at this point.
Yeah. And at first, it looks like the 3 of them are going to beat the shit out of Williams because he's, again, the only heel. And then Cross turns on them, and I'm like, all right, here's our other heel. Okay.
And it doesn't become a fatal 4-way match. It almost becomes like a tornado tag team match.
Yeah, it does, because, God, for a long time here, we just get Cross and Williams just double-teaming Pac.
Just double-teaming Pac and Generico and just beating down the both of them.
Yeah, and eventually... Like, there's, like, a cool maneuver, like, kind of, like, that cool, more so interesting maneuver where, like, Williams puts Pac in a single leg crab, and Cross, like, runs the ropes for a while just to leg drop him.
Yeah, it's like he's building up, and then it's like, leg drop.
I feel like that was supposed to get heat on him, which...
It kind of did for me. I was like, oh, you cocky son of a bitch.
I feel like a more effective thing could have been, he could have just stopped, and he could have just not even kicked him. He could have been like, you thought I was going to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
But anywho, I digress.
Yeah.
Eventually, though, the heels, if you've ever seen a Fatal 4-Way match with 2 heels and 2 faces, the heels are eventually going to turn on each other to try to get the pinfall.
Yeah.
But, interestingly enough, they don't turn on each other like I thought they were going to. Like, they get distracted with each other, and Pac briefly gets back into the match after each one takes a turn trying to pin the other one behind the other back.
Mm-hmm.
And then the two just kind of continue their double team this time.
Yeah, it was interesting that they didn't use that. You know, that they were double team moves, and then one of them, and then they each tried to get a pin while the other wasn't looking, and they were like, that's fine.
Yeah,
you know, that's what the point is. Yeah. The point is to win the match. I get it, and they were just like cool with it. And it's he tried to steal your win, dog.
Like the hell, like for like the slimmest seconds, you saw the two of them get in each other's faces, and then I think Williams told them to just listen to him.
Mm-hmm.
And like another double team after this is like Williams got I think Williams has Pac in a camel clutch, and Cross just runs up and drop kicks him in the face, which looked good. But again, there are 4 high flyers here, and I've just seen them do a bunch of standard, not really flashy tag team maneuver stuff. So I was like. It's like, okay, Is the match when are we gonna get the Fatal 4-Way?
We gonna do a thing? Is it gonna be not a tag match?
Yeah, and like several times here, by the way, Pac almost makes a comeback, but the two just keep double teaming him. And I don't know where Generico is on the outside here. I think commentary mentioned he might get hurt because he just disappears for like a large portion of this match. I don't know.
Yeah, he does.
I don't know what happened to him.
But when he comes back, he hits a gigantic blue thunder bomb.
Oh my god! Yeah, finally, Pac breaks out Enziguri's cross. Williams starts to beat the shit out of Pac, and Generico comes in, hits this really good blue thunder bomb, and I was like, "There we go!"
Dude, he runs in and catches it and catches somebody. I think it was Matt Cross off of was it Williams?
Williams gets the blue thunder bomb.
Yeah, he just runs in and catches him, and it looks so smooth and buttery, just buttery smooth blue thunder bomb.
And then when he doesn't get it, he's like, "What?" He just
it's such a cool move.
It's such a cool move, and whenever he gets someone like AJ Styles or anyone that can sell that move well, it looks so good when it's done well.
I mean, yeah, that's Sami Zayn. This is El Generico we're talking about.
This is true. This is a different person. He just happens
completely different person.
Just steals his moveset on live television.
Yeah. Sami Zayn, I think, is heavily inspired by El Generico.
I know, yeah. He's his hero. So let's see. Okay. He goes for, he then hits an awesome Michinoku driver on Williams again, and he still doesn't win, and it looks great. Williams then gets into it, hits a really good Hurricane Rana on, I forgot what he does afterwards, but Generico goes for I think they called it a whatchamacallit kick or something like that.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what they called it
on the Cross
in the Indies, but it
Cross,
was the haluva kick.
Yeah, it's the haluva kick. Generico goes for it. Cross jumps out. Oh, and I remember Williams was got hit by Zayn, so oh my god. Generico falls out of the ring, and then Cross comes in.
I always thought the haluva kick was the hell of a kick.
Yeah, that's what I thought of it too. I thought that was
like they're saying oh yeah, that's a hell of a kick.
That's what I thought so too.
But it's haluva apparently, and that threw me off. Anyway, sorry, continue.
It's all right.
Stupid tangent.
So Cross jumps out over the corner, kicks Generico in the face, gets a double stomp to his back, doesn't get the win, and then oddly enough, Cross charges Generico. Generico boots him in the face, and then just throws him up out of the corner. And he just disappears, I'm pretty sure. Because then Pac out of nowhere hits never mind, no. Pac just hits Cross with a massive crossbody. This thing literally appeared out of nowhere, and it was huge.
Also, can we real quick talk about the one moment where Pac and Generico hit a cool double team move where Generico gets on all fours and Pac uses him to do the red arrow?
Oh, yeah, that shit looks sick. That was farther back, but it looks so cool. It's just you have about a foot of space off of Generico's back to jump up and do this. And Pac.
Yeah, Pac doing that made me think of the meme where it's wait, Pac is good, always has been.
Yep. Always has been.
Always has been. Pac is just a great wrestler and just always has been a great wrestler, and it's incredible just watching him, especially in his early days, still just completely knock these moves out of the park like they're nothing.
So ridiculously talented.
Just makes it look so easy all the time.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, okay, let's see. Yes, Pac was in control for a bit. Williams finally then takes control with like a Hurricane Rana motion into a Russian leg sweep with a followed by a flatliner, but can't put Pac away. He then goes for a Canadian Destroyer, but Pac rolls him up, and then sets off a chain of events where everyone starts to roll the last guy that's rolling that person up.
Yeah.
And at the end, Cross ends up booting Pac in the face. William then super kicks Cross, and then Williams then hits a haluva kick from Generico in the corner. Mm-hmm. But then Pac runs up and hits Generico with a spike Hurricane Rana, which I was not expecting.
Yeah.
And left everyone knocked out. At this point in the match, I was like, yes. I was like, this is what I
Finally,
wanted from this match.
It's a fatal 4-way.
I'm like, in this 26-minute long match, 20 minutes in, we finally have got...
It's not a tornado tag match.
Yes, finally. So, Pac and Generico are the two first up. They're like staggering, trying to knock each other down. They end up both knocking each other to the opposite corner. Generico runs at Pac and just gets forearmed in the face. Pac goes up to the top, hits a shooting star, but then William runs up and then hits him with his famous Canadian Destroyer. Looked as amazing.
The innovator of the Canadian Destroyer. Looks great because, of course it does, because he invented the fucking move. Of course he's going to make it look good.
It is probably my favorite finishing move ever.
I think it was, for me, it was so crazy watching this Canadian Destroyer and being like, that's the guy who made that move up. That's the guy who did that move first. Like, that's so cool.
It's awesome. I think I first saw him in like Impact, something like that, and he did it. And I remember I was watching, I was like, that is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen. Like, it's
so sick. It's such a sick move.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it was treated as such a sick move, but it's not. Like, I wish it was just a finishing move, and people wouldn't kick out of it because it seems like so brutal. But everyone always kicks out of it. Like, I've never actually seen a Canadian Destroyer finish a match.
Yeah, maybe we'll get something like Adam Cole, where like someone will have a version of it to make their finisher, like the Panama Sunrise.
Yeah, he does that one. That one's sick. I love the Panama Sunrise.
Yeah, like maybe we'll get something like that one of these days, where someone makes it their finisher. So maybe there'd be a bit for that. I don't know. Oh,
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would definitely love to see that.
So at the end, let's see. He hits the Destroyer, but Cross breaks it up, so he can't get the pin off of it. He then tries to go for more offense, Cross this one, but then he runs at Williams in the corner, and Williams just tosses him out of the ring, and this is the part where Cross just disappears. At this point, he's gone. Don't know where he went. The finish then comes right after this, where Generico hits the haluva kick onto Williams, still in the corner. Hits an off-the-top rope brainbuster onto the ropes. I feel like that was supposed to be in the ring, but hey. He then drags him into the ring and pins him.
Well, the brainbuster on the top rope made sense because that's what they do. They do.
Yeah.
He does that. He used to do that sometimes. Like, that was his finisher.
Oh, is it actually supposed to be on the top rope?
I think so, yeah.
I have never seen a Generico match. I've seen plenty of Sami Zayn matches, but he doesn't do that. So I was like, I'm not sure if that was supposed to be going in the ring or if that's how that move's supposed to actually.
No, I think it's supposed to be off the top.
Right,
I think it's supposed to be like on the top rope.
And I am a misinformed man. Do ignore that. What I said about that might be messed up.
I mean, I could also be wrong. I don't know. I haven't watched much Generico, but I'm pretty sure that it's supposed to be like that. But I have no clue. I have no frame of reference. You know?
Yeah, exactly. I will say, just as a side note, I really like the camera work in this match a lot. Not only
it was pretty good. It wasn't. It was surprisingly good.
Yeah, there were a lot of cuts that made sense. I never felt disoriented when they cut to stuff. Like, it was good angles.
It's not like WWE where it's like cut.
They didn't like cut people out when they did the different shots. I'm like they play. This is good shit.
WWE really needs to fix that aspect of production. Everyone said they never listen though. Everyone always hates it and says it's garbage, and they need to stop doing all the cuts. The worst, especially, is when somebody's doing like a beatdown and they cut on every single punch. It's like, you don't need to keep cutting on every hit. It drives me nuts.
It's terrible. Like, it's like there are like clips you'll find online, people that are like, yeah, they cut like 60 times in a matter of 30 seconds, and I was just like,
it's terrible. It's so annoying.
Awful. It is terrible.
I've done a little bit of directing and technical directing for backstage stuff for live productions and cutting between different cameras. I only had 3 max, but like, I'm not like WWE style, obviously, where they have like 30 different cameras, but I've had like 3 cameras to work with, and it's tough because you gotta like, the way you gotta call those shots, you have to be like, prep this shot, go to this shot, prep this shot, go to this shot, prep this shot, go to this shot.
That's insight for me.
So the camera, because you have a director who calls that stuff, and then you have a technical director who does all the actual switching from camera to camera.
Oh, okay.
So when the director in the back calls for a shot, the TD has to bring it up on the switchboard and pop it onto the screen.
Mm-hmm.
To be like, prep camera 3, go to camera 3, prep camera 2, go to camera 2, stuff like that. So it's just like, how do you cut that many times so quickly? Because you have to it's just Kevin Dunn in the back, like, prep camera 1, go to camera 1, prep camera 2, go to camera 2, prep camera 3, go to camera 3, prep camera 5, go to camera 5. Like, fuck, man. Like, relax.
I don't envy the one that has to. I don't.
Has to do the switching. It was like, like it's like, oh.
It's like, God.
It drives me insane. Like, it's not. Like, it's definitely not easy to do, like, switching, and I had a little bit of like I said, I took a college course in, like, live broadcasting, so it's like, I'm not obviously not saying I have, like, a ton of experience, but, like, I've experienced a little bit of it, and I get it could be stressful even with only 3 cameras. So, like, I mean, these guys are professionals, I guess, but still, it's just stressful on everybody, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh man.
For a product that nobody really likes to watch, like, nobody likes that many cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about anyway. Off of that tangent.
I guess that makes it for the lack of the small talk at the beginning.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie, I had higher expectations going into this match. I really wanted to be more like the ending of this match. I got a lot less high flying stuff, and I left the match a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree with that. I do wish I either saw the two things I wanted from this match was either just Generico and Pac, which there are matches of, which I definitely will be watching in the future, or I just wanted this match to start off as a Fatal 4-Way from the beginning.
Yeah, because it's a lot of setup for the Fatal 4-Way to start up.
And then it ends up being a tornado tag match. It doesn't end up being a Fatal 4-Way, which is the most annoying part.
Like I said, it only becomes the Fatal 4-Way at the last, like, 5 or 6 minutes of the match when they start beating up each other. And I wanted that for the rest of for this match. Like, that's what I wanted for this match.
Yeah, me too.
And
because you know all of these guys are really good.
Oh yeah, dude. Like I will say this because I didn't say it. None of the wrestling here is bad. There is no major mess ups.
No.
Everyone here does their moves great. They perform them well. I didn't want a tornado tag match. I wanted a Fatal 4-Way match between 4 dudes, and I wanted to see people fly around the ring more. That's all.
I agree. So what do we give this match altogether?
I'm gonna give this match a meh. I didn't want to give it the miss out.
I'm also gonna do that
because it's not a bad match. I would say miss out because there was some cool stuff, and you could tell that they're like
it's definitely worth watching. Yeah, absolutely it's worth watching.
But like, am I gonna say this match is a mark out? No, I can't.
No.
Like, the setup for this match, and it didn't pay off as well as I was. The setup was not worth the payoff was not worth the setup, in my opinion.
Yeah, like, I can agree with that.
Like, I agree with you. If you were just going to do the Fatal 4-Way, just start out with the Fatal 4-Way, and it probably would have a higher opinion of this match, because...
Yep.
But, it didn't, and, like, that's... I hate being a bit hard on it, but, like, yeah, I give it the meh, because, like, the wrestling was good, too. If the wrestling was bad, then God help this match, I would have been a lot harder on this match.
Mm-hmm.
I would have also been flabbergasted at the idea that Generico and Pac and Petey Williams and Matt Cross all had a bad match somehow.
Yeah, they didn't. I don't think they didn't have a bad match. It was not in the slightest a bad match.
No way.
It just could have been much better, you know.
Yes,
but I'm on the same train as you. I give it a meh. I don't think it was a waste of my time. I just know all 4 of these guys could be better, and they could have done better if they just started out as a Fatal 4-Way and let them all go. You know.
It sounds like our expectations were both pretty high for this, and we both came out like
Yeah, maybe that's partly on us, but like I don't know, it's Pac, El Generico, Petey Williams, and Matt Cross. Like, of course we have high expectations. They're all really good wrestlers. Like I think it's a fair assumption to have big expectations going into this match.
Yeah,
but like I said, definitely not a waste of your time. Go check it out. Not a waste
of your time at all.
Very cool. Still, they do some really cool moves. Very awesome. It's a good match. Just a meh. Anyway, so that wraps us up for all of the matches we watched this week. So let's go back to last week and let's look at the Double Down.
The Double Down.
It's now time to find out if the match was, actually good or bad. I don't know. It's time for the Double Down.
Let's flash back to last week. Zach, who started the Double Down last week?
I started last week.
All right, so I'll go this week. You gave me to watch
What did I give?
Sorry, I know what you gave me. I'm just getting my notes. You gave me to watch Jeff Cobb versus Ricochet from PWG
Yes.
in the Battle of Los Angeles 2016.
God, what a match!
This match was so good.
Yes, it was.
I love Ricochet being a cocky asshole right in the beginning, being like, "I'm the best. I've won this. I've been in this like 8 times or whatever they said."
Yeah, it's just I love cocky Ricochet here.
Yeah, and Ricochet just being a complete dickhead throughout the whole match. There was that really cool, the spot where Ricochet does a standing moonsault onto Cobb, like the people's elbow kind of thing. He does a standing moonsault, and then Cobb just catches him and backwards rolls.
Yep,
and just like throws him. That was super sweet. There was that Superman forearm or that Superman elbow you were talking about, where he like jumps and like twists into it and nails him. That was super sick. Ricochet got to show off his own strength as well when he caught Cobb and deadlifts him into a German into the corner.
Yep.
Then he does his classic thing where he jumps over the ring post like in the corner and catches Cobb in the crowd, which is so sick. Ricochet I don't think is a human being.
I don't know what. There are some certain people on this planet that like gravity just doesn't really like pay as much attention to them.
The guys who gravity forgot or doesn't pay attention to, where it's like Pac, duh, Ricochet,
yep,
Isaiah Cassidy,
yep,
and Montez Ford.
Mm-hmm. Like
those
AR
four
Fox
like
can go in there,
and
too.
AR Fox, yes, AR Fox can go in there too. It's like those are guys that gravity was just like, I'll give you a little bit of a looser.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I'll make it a little bit easier for you guys to soar.
I've seen.
Yeah, these guys are nutty.
Yeah, I've seen Ricochet live one time, and I remember when he did a shooting star. I was just like, he floated. You floated through the air. You cannot convince me otherwise.
For me, the one spot that gets me was it was a ladder match in NXT. I believe it was Street Profit. No, was it Street Profit? It was Street Profits versus, I want to say, Era or the Viking Raiders.
Might be Viking Raiders, but
in a ladder match for the NXT Tag Team Championships.
All right.
And there was one spot where Ford does a splash, and I felt like he was in the air for like 20 minutes.
Fair enough.
Anyway, back on track to Jeff Cobb versus Ricochet. He does the jumping senton over the ring post to the outside. Mm-hmm. Then follows it up with a springboard 450.
Yep.
To which Cobb kicks out of somehow.
Those near falls in that match were sick.
Yeah, and then there was Ricochet giving Cobb a bunch of kicks, and there was one where he just kicks him in the head, and Cobb just goes, "Nope."
Yep, I remember that.
With Ricochet's foot still like on the side of his head.
Yep.
He just catches him and stands up, and he's like, "Not today," and just like pulls him in and throws him.
Oh my! I remember that because I was like, I had the thought of like, "Oh, you done fucked up now, boy."
Yeah. Then there was one point where they were just like kicking the crap out of each other. Where it was like Ricochet gets like a bicycle kick, and then Cobb comes back with like a chop, and then Ricochet comes back with a chop, and then he comes back with like an elbow, and then Ricochet comes back with a headbutt, and then Cobb comes back with a headbutt of his own. They're both down.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. Oh, it's match.
It was a crazy point where Cobb gets a little bit of air where he drop kicks Ricochet off the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ricochet ends up hitting the Bennett Driller after that a little later, which Cobb kicks out of. And then Ricochet counters the Tour of the Islands into a roll-up and wins the match 1-2-3, which I was upset about because I love the Tour of the Islands. It's such a cool move.
Yep.
I'm with you. I wish I could have seen it happen. But we had like a kind of Tour of the Islands. It was like a back suplex kind of version of it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that back suplex where he literally chucked
where
him
he
spun like a top.
He spun him and then just chucks him backwards.
Love that.
That was sweet. It was like a backwards Tour of the Islands almost. Very cool match. I give this match a mark out. Super cool to watch. Super great. These two absolutely kicked the crap out of each other, and I loved it.
Agreed. Oh boy.
Cool. All right. So what match did I give you last week to watch?
Lio Rush versus Isaiah Swerve Scott at Defy Wrestling.
Oh, this match was so good.
I love this match. Before I go into this amazing masterpiece of a match that I really enjoyed, First off, camera angles for this match, I actually very much enjoyed again.
The camera work reminded me of Riptide.
Yep, there were a lot of really good shots here. I think there were only like a handful of times I thought to myself, you kind of missed something with that, but like still, the rest of the shots were good. I like the lighting a bit because there were some certain shots that made it look really cool when they get on the top rope and there's the giant spotlight behind them.
Yeah, to me, this entire match, like, it was from Defy Wrestling, but it gave me that same feeling that Riptide matches give me with the camera work and the lighting and the theatrics, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Very cinema, very, very much like a cinema style match, like filmed like a movie almost.
Several times I thought to myself, like, that's a great shot of like either Swerve or like Rush.
I think that's why I love Riptide and matches like this, because it's not filmed like a live event; it's filmed like a movie,
mm-hmm.
and it feels just so much bigger, you know.
All right, I will say,
it gives it that like epic feeling.
The wrestling in this match was so goddamn smooth that it hurt, and the selling was
it's insane. It's insane.
Chef's kiss, beautiful. God, did these guys sell the shit out of each other's moves? Love that. A couple spots I liked, because this match is 30 minutes long, so I'm not going to go through all of them. I like when Leo Rush kicked Swerve in the face a few times in the apron, and then did a beautiful backflip, and then just landed into a pose on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
Love that. I love the spot where each guy started to try to start running the ropes, but the other guy would just run up and then hit them to stop them short. Like, they just kept doing that. That was fun. Yep. I love Swerve's spot where he running power slammed Rush, only to transition immediately into a suplex, followed by his double stomp Meteora finisher. Thought that was awesome. I loved Swerve's. By the way, Swerve's double stomp finisher, I like a lot, actually. I liked it a lot more than I thought I was going to, because I'm used to the house call being his finisher. I loved the near falls in this match. They were so well done and so good that I actually forgot who you said won this match midway through, because there were so many close near falls here that I was just like, oh shit. So damn good. Time literally flew by when I watched this match. This match is almost 30 minutes long, and I literally remember clicking the video by like moving my mouse by accident, being like, holy shit, 15 minutes have passed by. I'm like, feels like 5 went by.
Mm-hmm.
So goddamn good. I loved how much the crowd went to this.
It really is just an incredible... This match, honestly, is just like a work of art in every single way. Like, so the wrestling was amazing. The camera work was amazing. The lighting was amazing. This match was just a culmination of so many things going perfectly right, just all smushed together in this masterpiece of a wrestling match.
Yeah, exactly. I love this match. I thought this match was great. When Swerve won it, I enjoyed the show of respect at the end, just because I was like, these two put all that shit on the line and came out with a great fucking match.
There was so much emotion in this match. You could see it on their faces. It was just written all over this match. Like, it was just so good.
Loved it. This
it
match
was so good.
Obviously gets a mark out.
Oh, easy.
I cannot
mark out, and it's not even close.
Mikey has reviewed this. I've given you a few of the spots that I thought were really cool that I didn't think that Mikey had talked about, but if you can, I would watch this match. It is just a joy
you need to see it for yourselves. Me and Zach's review do not do it justice. It's something you got to watch for yourself, because it is just an immaculate piece of wrestling.
So good.
Like, from
two extremely
amazing. Yeah, it's just like I said. It's just a culmination of so many things going right. Like two very good wrestlers, very good camera work, very good lighting, very good audience. Just like everything just crashes together at once and makes just this amalgamation of just a perfect, almost like nearly perfect wrestling match.
It's so good. I had such a good time watching this match. I was like, one of my favorite things when I'm watching a wrestling match is when time flies by, because that's when I know that I'm really enjoying it, because I'm not like sitting there going like, all right, when's it gonna? I'm like, how close to the match being done? So good.
It's really incredible. They really did an amazing job, and these two absolutely killed it.
Mm-hmm.
Go watch that match: Leo Rush versus Shane Swerve Strickland, or Isaiah Swerve Scott nowadays, as they know him by, in Defy Wrestling. Free on YouTube. Don't know why this match is free. I would easily pay pay-per-view price just for this match.
I would be so happy to pay for this match.
But it is absolutely free for anyone to enjoy, so please go enjoy it. You owe it to yourself to watch this amazing match.
Great. Fantastic.
All right, well, that is the double down. So that brings us to the end of this week's episode of Independent Waters. Thank you all for tuning in. As usual, we love you. We appreciate you for listening every week. Go give us that review on iTunes. 5 stars would be wonderful and lovely. And leave us a review. Comment what you think about the show. Let us know, because we would love to know what you guys think. We would love to know what we can improve or what we could do more of. Whatever you guys like, we would love to hear it. You can also let us know about that over on our Twitter at CountOutPod, where we share our thoughts on the wrestling world, the world in general, and interact with you guys. And we put up polls. And we put up polls for for another podcast on this network, Hit the Books, which you can check out every Friday, where me and Ryan Knightsey book SmackDown and Raw, respectively. And we book our own matches. We book our own cards. We have our own rosters. So it's super cool, super fun. Go check that out every Friday here on the Countout Network. And every other Monday, go check out G1 and Only, Ryan Knightsey Show, where he reviews... Sorry, my laptop started making a really weird noise.
I was like, did he forget? I'm like, is he not remembering it? I was like, maybe he's looking at his notes.
I absolutely do not appreciate what my laptop started doing. Probably going to have to stop recording after this because it's... I'm going to probably shut my computer down after this for a bit because I'm not happy about something. Anyway, go check out G1 and Only every other Monday, Ryan Knightsey Show, where he goes over some wrestlers who have only been in the G1 Supercard one time and one time only. I think you'll really enjoy it. Very documentary style, very awesome. He puts a lot of work into this show. He even ordered a bunch of DVDs so he can watch some of the matches for the show. So go check that out. You guys are gonna love it. I know. I watched I listened to the first episode. It's great. Go check it out if you like New Japan and if you like the G1 Supercard. And go check out our YouTube channel and our website. Our YouTube channel is Countout Podcast, where you can find video versions of all the podcasts, and our website is CountOutPod.com, and you can see everything that has to do with our network and so on and so forth. So go check it out over there. And Zach, anything to plug? I think I went through all mine.
Nope.
As usual. Anyway, that brings us to the end of another episode of Independent Waters. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for joining. And remember, there is a giant sea of independent wrestling out there.
So never stop exploring.